Hi, this is Mrs. Buckner, World Cultures. I'm coming to you today to talk to you about the Middle East. So, we started on last week talking about the three major religions that are found in the Middle East. Now, we're going to talk about the physical and political geography of the Middle East, which is North Africa and Southwest Asia. So, we're moving into Africa um, in this little small strip that they call the Middle East. So today, that's what we're going to do. I'm on the screen, so let's get started today. So today is Tuesday, and we're going into the Nearpod for the geography of Southwest Asia and North Africa. This is a video that talks about the people and the places. It gives you vivid pictures and images of what it's like to be in the Middle East or Southwest Asia, North Africa. So please watch that video. Here are our vocabulary words for this week, for today. Desert oasis. An oasis is a fertile desert area that can support plants and animals. So it is a place in the desert that has plants and animals and water, which is very important in a desert area. Plateau, a high flat area of land. So we're learning another one. We talked about peninsula, isthmus. Now we're talking about plateau. And Africa is known for its plateaus, which are high, a high flat land of area. So it looks like a mountain going up, but it's flat on the top. It's called a plateau. The Fertile Crescent. The Fertile Crescent is a boomerang shaped region in the Middle East between the Tigris and the Euphrates River. It's called the cradle of civilization. And if you know anything about the first or the oldest bones, of a human were found in this area, the cradle of, that's why they call it the cradle of civilization. And then nomads, people who have no permanent home and move from place to place. So in this time, like in the desert, of course, you must move when your food moves. So they don't have a home, they don't have a structure building. They live in tents and they move around. They're called nomads, no permanent home. All right, so what you need to do now is match the definition with the word that it is. All right, so that's what you need to do in that. Now we're moving on. Here is the world, and here is North Africa, Southwest Asia. Due to its location, it's called the crossroads of continents, Europe, Africa, and Asia. So it is also called the Middle East. So here it is, right here, North Africa, uh, uh, Saudi Arabia, and Southwest Asia over in this area. Okay, so this is called the crossroads of continents because you can hit each of these continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa here. And then also, it's called the Middle East. That's what Americans and people have called it because it's in this area right here. So it's the Middle East. Here are some countries that are a part of the Middle East: Algeria, Libya, and Egypt. Egypt is a key place. Here's the Sinai Peninsula. Then we have Israel. That's a key place. Also, we talked about that a little bit when we talked about Christianity and Judaism, because it was started there. Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, and the United Arab Emirates. All right. This is one of the richest countries in the world right here. So here are some cities known in influence in culture and trade there. Istanbul, Turkey, Baghdad, Iraq, Tehran, Iran, Mecca. This remember if you remember, Mecca is the place uh, where Muslims come to do their annual Hajj. Israel, this is a key place for all three religions, Jerusalem, Israel, Cairo, Egypt, Libya, and Casablanca, Morocco. So these are some key cities for culture and trade. Now, one of the things that we will learn about is this Fertile Crescent. So, in the midst of all of this area, most of it is desert. They have this beautiful, abundant, grassy, fertilized land. They call it the cradle of Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. It was the beginning of some types of city states, with this being Mesopotamia, but it's between two rivers. Remember, we talked about the rivers and how important rivers are in many cities are surrounded by major water sources. So these have two major water sources, and it has rich soil, and it's made it the major population center in the area. The area has very few natural barriers and has been conquered many times, although plentiful water is a benefit for farming, especially after flooding occurs. So when flooding occurs, then rich soil comes up called silt, and that's great for farming. All right, landforms. Middle East is dominated by mountains, deserts, and plateaus. These three landforms are all natural barriers. Mountains, that's a natural barrier because it's hard to go over them uh, or around them. And so many people that are on one side of them are isolated. Deserts, of course, that's a natural barrier because it's hard to cross. It doesn't have any water many times unless you find an oasis, and it is a natural barrier because many people cannot live very well in a desert. And then a plateau, it's a mountain with a flat top like this. So it's also a natural barrier. It's hard to get around and get over. Geographic features. They have many mountains in Africa and Southwest Asia. You can see all of the mountains. These are the key symbol for mountains. So you can see here the Atlas Mountains here. Here's mountains on the by the Rift Valley, and here's some mountains also. So many mountains here. The mountain ranges are in Iran. These two right here. Then here's one in Turkey, and then Lebanese mountains. Deserts are key. Of course, you should know, if not anything about Africa, deserts, the Sahara Desert is the largest desert in the world, and it is growing. So this is Sahara Desert, Libyan Desert, the Arabian Desert right here, Rub al Khali, that's also a part of it, the Negev Desert, and then Sinai Desert. So all of this area are deserts. So the Sahara is a natural barrier formed because the mountains block moist air from reaching the area, and people who live in the desert usually are nomads. They move and search for water, or for food. So this is their home right here, this tent. And whenever they can't find any food, they take the tent up and they move to where there's some food and then put it back down. So they don't have an actual home. Nomads, they search for food and water. Other landforms, the Arabian Peninsula, which is a desert oasis. So this area right here, which we call Saudi Arabia, that is mostly desert. And so they need to look for desert oasis. This is actually a desert oasis. So in the middle of a desert, you'll see these palm trees, you'll see water, and it can support the plants and animals in the desert. So desert oases are very important when living or walking through or going through the desert. And then the Iranian Plateau is a high flat area of land. All right. What is key in this, since there is deserts everywhere? Water. So the key feature of the Middle East is water. And there's a old saying in the region, where there is water, there is life. And the population density increases by a source of water. So this right here is the Nile River. That is a key watering place. And many cities like Cairo, which is one of the major cities, are on this water source. The mighty Nile is the longest river in the world. It has more than 4,100 miles of river, and the annual flooding is celebrated in Egypt because the crops depending on nutrients that it brings. So when it floods over, kind of like this, that's a good thing for them because it brings nutrients and it brings so that they can plant and live on the Nile and grow their food. People live among the Nile Valley, and the size of the Nile Valley is compared to the size of America. Look at that; it's as big as America almost. The Nile River, as long as it is. The Suez Canal. Canals, of course, are man-made waterways. And this is one in Egypt. They made this here, and the British completed it. The British made that so that they connect the Red Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, and made it easy for travel and trade. So this is here. You fill in the blanks here, putting in the words that go in. Other bodies of water. Tigris and Euphrates River, the Jordan River, and the Dead Sea. So that's the one with the Fertile Crescent. And then the Dead Sea right here. It's the lowest point on earth, and it has the highest salt content. So you can actually float everything on the Dead Sea. Other bodies of water. Red Sea, here it is. Persian Gulf, there it is. Mediterranean Sea, there it is. Arabian Sea, here it is, and the Suez Canal, there it is. Much of the climate in North Africa are vast barren deserts with extremely high daytime temperature. So you can see the climate is a desert climate, most of it of the Middle East. Many areas around the Middle East and North Africa are world famous. And these are some of the key things. The first off is the Kaaba in Mecca in Saudi Arabia. We talked about that. Many people come there to pray around this landmark. The Wailing Wall. Many people come, that's our Jews and Christians come to the Wailing Wall, pray, and even put in pieces of paper into the Wailing Wall for prayer. The pyramids at Giza, Egypt. This is a key place. Many people come and see the extraordinary work that people did even before they had construction sites and things like this. This was built before we had trucks and stuff like that. And the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. Okay, so this is a key place in Jerusalem, Israel. And many people fight over who this place is. All right, so this is a video that talks about the geography of the landmarks. All right, so now that we have gotten through Southwest Asia and North Africa, now we're going to look at the mapping activity for it. So you could click here for the copy of it and make a copy. All right, so there's two things to do, 2 pages. The first one here, it says there are 10 countries below. Click and drag each country to the correct number according to the number on the map. Use the reference map over here for help, and use the magnifying glass to zoom in if you wish to make it bigger. So this right here, you might not be able to see it, so you want to make this bigger. So you um, go on the magnifying glass, you zoom to 100, and then you move it over so that you can see what that is in the area that is number 9. And all you do is drag and drop. Go back to my regular. All you do is drag and drop. All right. And then for this one, you use the map and word bank below to answer the questions. Um, Using the magnifying glass, you can zoom in on the map so you can see much better. What is the name of the desert that spans across North Africa? All right, so you should already know that's the Sahara. So you just drag and drop it. Boom. Okay. Once you finish, once you go ahead and copy and then paste into your journal, both pages 1 and 2. All right. So now that we finished with our mapping activity, that is it. We need to do our exit ticket. I passed that up. So the exit ticket is 5 questions, I believe. About the geography. You label it. So what is this? What is that? What is this? All right. So you label the Nile River. The star, of course, is the capital, which is Cairo, and then Suez. You drag and drop those in. What does the shaded area in the green best represent? True or false, the Nile River is the longest river in the world. Which of the following is not a natural barrier? Mountains, deserts, plateaus, or a river? And then results from Mediterranean climate region in the Middle East. Climate, Middle East, most of South Asia and North Africa's climate is dry and a tundra, desert, tropic savanna, or Mediterranean. All right, you guys. And now you are experts on the geography of Southwest Asia and North Africa, which is also called the Middle East. Thank you so much, you guys, for your time. Have a great day. Bye.